Let us delve into 7 unexpected strategies that can enhance your capacity to shed fat efficiently. There are certain truths you are aware of, and then there are those truths that remain hidden, yet are essential for you to uncover. This video aims to equip you with the essential knowledge needed to break through the barriers that hinder your weight loss journey, enabling you to not only achieve your goals, but also to enter and maintain a state of fat burning. It astonishes me how many individuals struggle to enter the realm of fat burning, let alone maintain that state long enough to witness significant transformation. Allow me to share some insights that could accelerate the process, insights you may not have encountered before. All right, what shall we discuss now? We are discussing the journey from your current state to a more desirable scenario. Many individuals find themselves in a state where they are merely fueled by blood sugars, you see? They are merely drawing upon the reserves of sugar in their liver, oscillating energetically, up and down, up and down. They aren't accessing the fat, which is where the reserve of energy resides. An average slender individual possesses more than 100,000 calories of stored fat within their body. If you could access that consistently, your energy would be remarkably steady and delightful. Today, we will delve into the concept of becoming fat adapted. We're not merely discussing a brief 3-day period for your body to begin burning ketones, understood? That contrasts with being in a state of complete fat adaptation. Regrettably, it requires a bit more time. The journey to reach that destination typically spans a period of 1 to 3 months. However, I am about to share some crucial insights that may very well astonish you and help accelerate the process. Before we embark on this journey, it's crucial to grasp how we can determine if we are indeed fat adapted. Wouldn't you agree? There are numerous elements that warrant your attention. First and foremost, you find yourself capable of enduring extended periods without food. Your hunger seems to have diminished. Your desire for food is fading. Understood? That is the first point. Secondly, the absence of carbohydrate cravings will simplify adherence to the program, as the lack of such desires makes it much easier to stay on track. Honestly, when cravings strike, it's hard to fathom how anyone can adhere to any plan. Their existence is destined for misery, and the allure of temptation will surely lead them astray. The third factor, as I have already noted, is energy. Your energy will not fluctuate erratically. It promises to be remarkably stable and consistent, and you'll find yourself brimming with energy. What is the reason behind this? As you burn fat, calories. It's important to note that a fat calorie contains more than twice the energy of protein or carbohydrates. When you tap into fat, you are essentially unleashing a greater reservoir of energy, making your body operate with enhanced efficiency. It is essential to understand that your body is inherently crafted to burn fat rather than depend on glucose. Around the clock, regardless of what some may assert about the brain's need for glucose and so forth, your body can effortlessly generate any glucose it requires. The process is known as gluconeogenesis. The term gluconeogenesis refers to the process of synthesizing glucose anew from various sources, including proteins, fats, and ketones. The glucose that fuels your brain, though only a fraction of its needs, doesn't necessarily have to originate from dietary sources of glucose. Very well, number 4. You shall experience heightened mental activity. In other words, you will find yourself more focused. You will find yourself more focused. You will unleash greater creativity. You will find yourself accomplishing more tasks. Your capacity for learning will undoubtedly be elevated. Number 4 focuses on cognitive function. But it's worth noting that your mood will also experience an uplifting boost. Embracing fat adaptation truly elevates your experience. Your mood has improved significantly, with reduced feelings of depression and anxiety, leading to an overall sense of well-being. Indeed, point number 5 highlights that you will experience increased endurance during your workouts. When you become fat adapted, your capacity to produce energy and sustain a particular level of physical activity will be significantly improved. If you haven't become fat adapted and you engage in exercise, be prepared to deplete your glucose reserves quickly, as our bodies do not retain a significant amount of glucose. When individuals engage in exercise and encounter a wall or begin to feel fatigued, it is often a result of depleting their glucose reserves. However, once you have acclimated to burning fat, your endurance can extend significantly. Lastly, your sleep will indeed be improved. Indeed, the requirement for sleep diminishes, albeit slightly, and you may discover that you require a touch less rest. Indeed, that is the indication of our entry into fat adaptation. Numerous variables influence your metabolism and your capacity to burn fat. However, what I seek to understand at this moment, please share your thoughts in the comment section, is which of the 15 factors do you find most challenging to alter? Which of these factors do you believe is beyond your control? That is precisely what I seek to uncover. Now, let us delve into the list. First and foremost, we must consider genetics, your very own genes. Secondly, your age. Now, let's turn our attention to the third point, your environment. Fourthly, consider your food, your diet. Fifth on the list, we have your hormones. Sixth on the list is your muscle mass, your very muscles. Seventh on the list is exercise. Consider your stress level, number 8. The ninth point to consider is your nutrition. Lastly, we arrive at the matter of your sleep. 11. The moments when you choose to indulge and when you refrain. The medications or drugs that you are currently taking. 13. The substances present in the food you consume. 14. Your metabolic rate. And 15. Your reserve of health. What is the additional amount of health or health capacity you possess? Among these 15 factors, which one do you find most challenging to manage? Now that you've placed that in my comment section, that is the aspect you should concentrate on. And would you believe it? Your influence extends to each and every one of these elements. The aspect beyond your influence reveals your vulnerability. Yet, there are those who might argue that one's genes are beyond their influence. Have you ever come across the concept of epigenetics? A fascinating layer that exists above your genetics? These are all the environmental aspects within your control. These pertain to stress levels and the actions you can take to immerse yourself in more favorable surroundings. Epigenetics may be influenced by your mindset, simply by shifting your perspective on various matters. It may revolve around altering your stress levels. It is undoubtedly a matter of transforming your dietary habits. Thus, these various elements can significantly aid you in managing your genetic makeup and harnessing it to enhance your chances of survival. So, may I inquire about your age? Is there something you can do regarding that? Indeed, there are actions you can take. Certain foods possess the remarkable ability to enhance longevity, reduce mortality risk, and promote a youthful appearance, both externally and internally, in contrast to those that hasten the aging process. There are those who seem unable to transform their surroundings into a realm of prosperity. Thus, they find themselves ensnared in a dilemma, caught between an unyielding rock and an unrelenting hard place. However, the greater your ability to manage these elements, the more you will enhance your capacity not only to shed fat, but also to regulate your metabolism, improve your quality of life, and elevate your overall health. Let's explore a list of strategies that will assist you in igniting your fat-burning potential, shall we? With greater regularity. First and foremost, we have exercise, all right? It is widely recognized that high-intensity interval training stands out as the most effective exercise for burning fat and stimulating the production of growth hormone. Sprinting stands out as one of the premier forms of high-intensity interval training exercises. However, for many individuals, particularly those with arthritis or advancing age, it may be wise to avoid excessive sprinting. Thus, they would need to engage in a different form of exercise that embodies the principle of high intensity and brief duration. However, what truly matters to understand is that the advantage of that is not realized during the exercise itself. Indeed, throughout the exercise, you are placing significant stress on your body. The advantage lies in the moments of pause, in the act of recovery, understood? During my time in practice, I encountered numerous individuals who were caught in the cycle of overtraining, often unaware that for some, particularly those of an older age, even 3 sessions a week could be excessive. Allow me to illustrate. With an example, a gentleman entered diligently exercising 3 days a week, yet he found himself not shedding any fat at all. I reduced it to just 1 day each week. It was at that moment he began to truly shed the excess weight. A different woman endeavored to exercise daily at the gym throughout an entire year. It seems she may have shed perhaps 1 or at most 2 pounds, wouldn't you agree? All we did was assist her in finding rest and lessen her physical activity. Believe it occurred twice a week, and that was the moment she began to shed the excess weight. Perhaps you could consider reducing the amount of exercise you engage in. Maintain a high level of intensity during your workouts to ensure they are effective, but limit these sessions to just once or twice a week. Such a change can be profoundly impactful. The outcomes manifest in the midst of recovery, yet this recovery holds significant importance. Next, consider taking a bit of alpaquita vinegar mixed with water before bedtime. Imagine, if you will, that you have taken a modest 4 to 6 ounces of water. It can be done about an hour prior to bedtime, accompanied by a tablespoon of alpaquita vinegar. What could be the benefit of that in your weight loss journey? The acetic acid found in alpaquita vinegar plays a significant role in reducing your liver's capacity to produce sugar, you see. Thus, it impedes a process known as glyconeogenesis. It assists in reducing your blood sugar levels. At the core of effective fat burning lies the crucial task of addressing insulin resistance. Alpaquita vinegar can be of significant assistance to you. Many individuals have incorporated this simple tip into their daily routines, leading to noticeable fat loss. You may want to consider giving that a try. Very well, let us proceed to number 3. It is universally acknowledged that sleep holds immense significance. Indeed, much of the fat-burning process takes place during the hours of slumber. You might have come across one of my videos where I suggest taking vitamin D3, 10,000 IUs, alongside K2 and B1 or nutritional yeast before bedtime. The vitamin D aids in resetting the circadian rhythms, while vitamin B1 assists in calming the incessant thoughts that often plague us. You accomplish that with the nutritional yeast. However, if you were to take that prior to bedtime, it would significantly improve your slumber. You might recall my previous video discussing a breathing technique designed to help you slow your breath, particularly when you're seeking a restful night's sleep. In a broader sense, to alleviate stress, inhaling through the nose and gradually slowing your breath can facilitate a swift descent into slumber. It has the power to rescue you from the grips of a panic attack. It may also alleviate anxiety and lower cortisol levels. However, there's a small piece of advice I wish to impart regarding sleep that may prove beneficial to you. To enhance fat burning, aim to secure a bit more sleep. Thus, one might endeavor to secure an additional half hour or even an hour of slumber. However, if you possess the opportunity to indulge in a daytime nap, seizing that chance can significantly enhance your capacity to burn fat. Even if it's just for half an hour, don't hesitate to give it a go. You may find it quite astonishing that this particular element has the potential to significantly accelerate your progress. Your sleep need not be confined to a single, continuous frame. On occasion, when the night eludes you, a restorative nap can be just what you need. Now, let us turn our attention to the 4th point: stress. This is an exceptionally significant subject, as stress elevates cortisol levels. The elevation of cortisol leads to an increase in insulin levels, which can hinder weight loss efforts. It's likely you're aware that taking long walks in nature offers profound benefits, as it allows you to escape the confines of your thoughts, providing a sense of space and significantly reducing stress levels. Nutritional yeast is known to contain B1, which can be particularly beneficial for alleviating nervous tension and anxiety. Moreover, it has the potential to reduce stress levels. If you've watched my previous videos, you might be aware that spending time outdoors and soaking in the sun, whether it's the gentle light of sunrise, the warm glow of sunset, or even the flickering flames of a fireplace or campfire, provides a unique type of light known as infrared. This light boosts melatonin levels, even during daylight hours, acting as a potent antioxidant that can enhance your sleep at night. It may also assist in reducing your stress levels. You might have come across that video. If you haven't yet, you absolutely must take a look at that one. But that's not the main point. The insight here is that engaging in physical tasks around the house, particularly in the yard, holds greater significance for stress reduction than traditional exercise. Routines. If presented with the choice between the two, one would find that physical work undoubtedly surpasses physical exercise, particularly for its ability to liberate you from the relentless cycle of problem-solving that often consumes your thoughts. Engaging in physical work serves as an excellent means to redirect your focus away from life's challenges and immerse yourself in a tangible task. Whether it involves fixing, repairing, or cleaning, these activities provide a constructive outlet that can alleviate stress and foster a sense of accomplishment. All right. Number 5. Maintain unwavering consistency with your low-carbohydrate intake. Understood? Each week I host a live show, and without fail, I observe that even those who achieve remarkable success can occasionally hit a standstill. Often it ultimately comes down to this singular aspect. They remain unaware that even a small indulgence in carbohydrates or straying from the regimen too often, no matter how minor, can significantly undermine their progress. An excellent assessment known as A1C could be conducted. The appeal of that test lies not solely in its ability to reveal your risk factors for diabetes. It merely presents an average of 3 months' worth of blood sugar readings. You might check your levels today, indulge in a small amount of carbohydrates tonight, and find your readings skewed. Yet in 2 days, a subsequent check could reveal a more favorable indicator. However, the A1C test will truly disclose whether you've been unfaithful or inconsistent, as it assesses the average over 3 months, encompassing all those indulgent days. Maintaining unwavering consistency and resisting even the slightest temptation of carbohydrates can significantly benefit you. Frequent concessions may very well be the culprit behind your struggles with fat loss. All right, number 6 pertains to intermittent fasting, understood? This advice may prove beneficial to you. At the outset of fasting, I consistently suggest increasing your fat intake, particularly towards the conclusion of your meal. Will you be shedding more pounds now? No. As you're consuming a significant amount of fat, your body will need to metabolize that, utilizing it for energy while relying less on your own fat reserves. The initial aim of incorporating fat into your diet at the start of this program is to extend your fasting duration, allowing you to go longer periods without food. It is during this time that much of the enchantment unfolds, not merely through the reduction of calories or the myriad advantages of enhanced cognitive function and weight loss, but in addressing the fundamental issue at hand: insulin resistance. The extended duration of fasting leads to a diminished stimulation of insulin within our bodies. The enhancement of insulin receptors leads to improved functionality and heightened receptiveness, ultimately accelerating our journey into fat adaptation and fostering a more efficient metabolism. At the outset of this program, an increase in fat intake is encouraged. However, as you transition into a state of being more fat-adapted, marked by enhanced indicators such as prolonged periods without hunger, the absence of cravings, and a boost in energy levels, you will then begin to reduce your fat consumption. Let me clarify. I'm not referring to embarking on a low-fat diet. I am referring to the omission of extra fat. I'm referring to the decision to forgo the MCT oil, to skip the generous handful of nuts post-meal, and to avoid those keto desserts like the indulgent fat bombs. The reason for this is clear. It compels your body to tap into its fat reserves even more effectively, a process it is already engaged in, and it becomes simpler since your body has already adjusted to this state. At the outset of the program, increase the fat intake. As you progress through the program, typically around the 1 to 3 month mark when you've achieved fat adaptation, it's time to consider reducing your fat intake. Upon reaching your desired weight, you may incorporate additional fats to help sustain that achievement. However, I must emphasize that I never wish for you to adopt a low-fat approach, and I certainly do not want you to dip below 75 grams of fat each day. Very well, moving on to number 7. This piques my curiosity. I've observed that in America, at least, when individuals travel to Europe and maintain their calorie intake, they often consume more, yet frequently end up losing weight. What is the reason for that? In certain European countries, there exists a greater abundance of nutrient-dense foods compared to America. Wouldn't you agree? Nutrient-dense foods possess the remarkable ability to enhance your health while simultaneously aiding in weight loss. Many Europeans I know who visit America aren't consuming significantly more calories, yet they find themselves gaining weight. Indeed, their bodies can occasionally be utterly ravaged. Welcome to America, a place where nutrient-dense foods seem to be in short supply. We possess edibles that lack nutritional value. When certain individuals suggest that you can follow a dirty keto approach, implying that the quality of food is irrelevant as long as you hit your macros, it's important to understand that this guidance may not be the most sound. Embracing a healthier iteration of the ketogenic diet involves incorporating high-quality, nutrient-dense foods into your regimen. This approach, I believe, offers sound guidance. Now that you have this extra information, kindly note in the comment section the areas you believe you should focus on, as this could potentially be beneficial for you. If you haven't had the chance to watch it yet, I highly recommend checking out this insightful video on melatonin. Take a moment to explore it now.